It's a good turn to start the video. And slow it down so I don't get pulled over, because that would suck. What up, Blockheads? Pretty untraditional for me to start out a video on the turnpike or on a fast road, right? But making a trip down to a power sports / motorcycle dealership to see if we can make a deal. And when I say make a deal, I mean make a deal on trade-in. So before, if that does end up going through and happening, I figured that I should make a video about the R6, just in case I don't have it anymore after this. But basically going over a couple things that I like about the Yamaha R6. So I'll just hop right into it. Thing number one that I love about the Yamaha R6 is the looks of it, the aesthetics. Man, it is a great looking bike, especially the fact that, you know, like I kind of worked on it a bit, threw a custom wrap on there. You know, the forks are already kind of that gold bronze color. Threw some levers on there that kind of complement that. And then I threw a sticker, you know, a Blockhead sticker on there to kind of complement that as well. It's just got little touches of gold and bronze with gray, and then the flag, which is like a gray wrap. I just absolutely love the bike. I get tons of compliments on it from people just all across the board, you know, like younger people, older people, men, women. So it is definitely one of those bikes that it's really loved. Very nice. So yeah, the aesthetics of it, I absolutely love it. It's probably what initially drew me to the R6, like back in the day, because I mean, I wanted an R6 since I was, man, like 10 years ago probably, you know, when I first moved to Orlando. It's crazy to think it's been that long. Second thing I really like about the R6 is the power. It does have quite a bit of power. I mean, it's a Super Sport 600cc, or I think it's what, technically 599. But I was coming from a Harley Iron 883, basically got really used to riding that and, you know, pinning the throttle back. And I was interested in getting a sport bike as well, you know, and so Yamaha being Yamaha, people were basically saying like, yeah, it's a great bike. And they were saying, however, all of its power is in the upper RPMs, which I didn't really know what that meant, you know. I mean, it's like my first sport bike, so wasn't too experienced. Wasn't experienced at all with sport bikes. So this was my first sport bike, and basically having this bike to get acclimated from riding a cruiser, I think was a good step for me, because I got used to that kind of lower end power. I got used to like the handling. I got used to the flickability of it. You know, it's like very lightweight, maneuverable, which I guess leads me into the third thing, which is the handling of it, which is just amazing. But just elaborate more on the second thing, which is the power of it. So it's kind of a pro and a con. Something that I like about it, but then also something that I dislike about it. The fact that all the power is in the higher RPM, so like if I want to get up there, like I can downshift a couple times and just be screaming, which I mean, so right now I'm at like 7,000 RPM. Power kicks in about like 10.5, 11,000 RPM. I'll see if I can do that real quick. Right there, feel it pull. It gets crazy. So it's easy to get there. Like you just, you know, I just dropped 2 gears and freaking screaming. I always say power on demand. It's like, yeah, you downshift twice, but the con to that is that the power is all up top, and so it's not really linear. It's very much like if you had it on a graph, the power band would look like this. Versus, you know, I kind of want something that's a little more linear, which is the whole reason I'm actually going to a dealership right now. It's not really usable, you know? Anyways, we're not getting into the cons though. So another thing that I love, like I was talking about, is the handling, the flickability. You know, taking this thing around turns and stuff. It's like the way that I talked about it a while back was like if you took a knife and you had your finger kind of over the end of it to have like way more precision and control. I mean, that's what it's like. You know, wherever you point this thing, that's where it's going, and you can really lean over on this thing. Obviously it's sport bikes, but it's just like a lot of fun, very lightweight. awesome for doing shit like that, getting out of traffic, or you know, weaving in and out. A little more dangerous, right? But hell, we don't have it as bad as some of the other countries out there. Should make an episode about that, US traffic versus other country traffic. But anyways, getting off subject there. It's my ADD kicking in. Side note, I don't actually really have ADD. So another thing that I love about this bike was the price range for it. The fact that you can find them used all day for you know, between, like, depending on the year, anywhere between like $3,000 and, like, you know, $9,000. I mean, tons of used ones out there on Craigslist. Now, the thing that does suck about buying used, you know, sport bike, especially an R6, is that a lot of younger, I'm going to say younger kids, have them. And so you got to kind of really inspect them and make sure that they haven't been abused and all that. You know, you got to make sure that they haven't been dropped or put down. You know, if they have been ridden hard, that, you know, maintenance has been kept up to speed and all that good stuff. In terms of, like, affordability, I think they're incredibly affordable for, like, a super sport. Yeah, very affordable. And I mean, you can find all sorts of different, you know, like, they've been making them forever, so you can find them used all day. You can find, I mean, even brand new, they're not too bad, but I would definitely recommend buying used. Had I bought this one new, you know, I'd definitely be losing my ass on a trade-in, but I didn't buy it new, so I bought a private sale, which gives me the ability to build some positive equity into it. But, you know, we're getting into finances and all that stuff in there, so I'm not gonna get too long-winded on that. Another thing I love about the bike are the aftermarket options. There's an absolute ton of aftermarket options for this bike. And what I mean by that is, you know, like third-party stuff, from, you know, fender eliminators to lighting kits to fairing options, just all sorts of stuff. Like, so many different directions that you can go for the R6. You know, frame sliders, and you can throw on all sorts of different levers, and it is very moddable. Moddable? Is that a word? Moddable? Tons and tons and tons of aftermarket options. And because of that, because it is such a popular bike and there's such a community around them, they're actually relatively easy to work on when it comes to, you know, doing your regular maintenance, such as an oil change or a coolant flush. You know, I've done both of those things myself on the channel, and parts for them aren't crazy expensive. So, you know, if you're getting like a Ducati or, you know, something like that, an Aprilia, parts are going to be, I wouldn't say harder to find, but they're going to definitely be more expensive, more on the pricey side. So that's definitely a good thing about the Yamaha R6. And another thing that I love about it, a couple things that I love about it, is the fact that it's Yamaha, you know, so it's got like some just incredibly reputable engineering behind it, you know, and you know it's gonna last. So, like, I mean, do I really have to explain that? The fact that, you know, it's a Yamaha and they run for a long damn time and they've got a good reputation. It's like Toyota, you know they're just gonna keep running and running and running, unless you're stupid, you know, unless you like are constantly revving the hell out of it. But even then, you know, it's a bike, it's easy to work on, so it's like a mini car. Anyways, those are a couple of things that I really enjoy about the bike. If I do end up working a deal on this thing, I will be sad to see it go. However, I do kind of understand and realize, like, hey, for you to use this bike like it's meant to be used, like, it's just never gonna happen, you know, which is fine. And I'm probably gonna trade it for another bike that I'm gonna do the exact same damn thing. I'm gonna be in the same situation of, like, you're never gonna use this bike to its full potential. But what I'm looking for is for it to have power and a little bit of a different power band, you know. Like, this is all, I mean, like, all of the damn torque, all of the power is upper RPMs, you know. We're talking, like I said, like 11,000 RPM. I forget, like, the foot-pounds of torque, they basically rated at, I want to say right at 11,000. Anyways, those are a couple of things that I really enjoy about the Yamaha R6. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions below. If you have one, if you own one, or if you're thinking about getting one, I don't know, drop your comments below. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Hit that little bell icon while you're there so it notifies you of future uploads and live streams and all that. And until next time, you guys ride safe out there. Stay vigilant. I'll catch y'all later. Deuces.